MLS Next Pro action continues on a wet and stormy Sunday night from NKU Soccer Stadium in Highland Heights, Kentucky. You see the temperatures at 81 degrees. Slight chance of rain for the next hour, maybe an hour and a half, but nevertheless, we want to get this thing underway with FC Cincinnati 2 and Orlando City B. Good evening, everyone. I'm David Gasca, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Eastern Conference standings, top to bottom. Crown Legacy FC is the top dog with 38 points, followed by Columbus Crew 2. You go all the way down the ladder. Inter Miami 2, much like their parent club in Inter Miami, bottom of the basement round with 14 points. FC Cincinnati 2 has 16 points. You crawl back up in fifth position. Orlando City B has 24 points. Both these teams are coming off of losses as well. For Cincinnati, they got beat a few days ago on June the 25th by New York. 3-1 was the final score in that tally. Benjamin Stitz had a goal in that contest. The only marker was in the 21st minute. Cincinnati as a club was outshot by New York 10-9, but they had the advantage, 6 shots to 5 on goal, but nevertheless, they got defeated. 3-1 was the final score. And as for Orlando City B, they got beat just a few days ago by Philadelphia. They got blasted by a count of 3-0. With all that being said, we're not looking past this anymore. We're looking straight forward as we look at the starting lineups here tonight for FC Cincinnati 2. You look at the starters in the formation, a 3-5-2 for head coach Intai Marshall. Jimenez will be in net this evening, but you're looking across the leaderboard. Ordonez is the team's leading goal scorer. So far, he's got 6 goals in just 3 matches, so he can certainly fill it up. But obviously across the board, Loro's in the middle, Thomas and Garcia sits on the outside, along with Foster as well. On the flip side of things, we look at Orlando City B, 4-4-2 formation. Perez will be in net this evening, and you got to look out for Jack Lynn. Lynn, so far this year, has been carving up the competition. He's got 7 goals to lead Orlando City B. Right now, the damage has been done by him. In fact, when these two teams got together a few weeks ago in the middle portion of June, he had a goal in that one. In fact, it was the game-winning goal, and so far for Lynn, he's got 7 goals in 14 matches here in 2023. We mentioned it, a sour night of sorts, but don't let Mother Nature fool you a little bit. Or in Highland Heights, Kentucky, you see the sun, it's there for the time being, but thunderstorms were earlier. That's why we had about a 90 to 95 minute weather delay. Both teams got on the pitch about 15 minutes ago. The officials, the teams, the technical staff says we got to get this game in. So obviously we're going to try to do our best here on a Sunday night. 8:45 is what we're at right now. On the West Coast, bright and early at least. The sun continues to set on the West Coast. But on the East Coast, we still got a little bit of shine left in us. And throughout the day, we'll see how things transpire between these two clubs. As this match is officially underway, Orlando City B will be moving from right to left on your screen. FC Cincinnati 2 will be moving from left to right. Orlando City B, the only match so far this season against FC Cincinnati 2, blowing them out 4-0, the final score in that one. Jack Lynn, the game-winning goal occurred in the 26th minute, and that was it. 4 goals scored by Orlando City B in that affair. All of the damage, oddly enough, occurred in the first half. Had a chance to speak with both head coaches earlier in the week, not only about where they stand right now in the Eastern Conference seedings, but also just how they feel as the leaders of these young groups. And both were pretty eloquent and candid with their response. The sentiment was relatively the same. Thinking about the objective, and that is getting better week by week, game by game, and getting these youthful players acclimated to the parent club, their system, their style, and eventually they want them to progress to a higher level, which is MLS action. There are times, of course, players will move on to different ranks, different arenas. But the hope is always with these clubs and these players to stay domestically. Halsey was on the attack there. Otero Leon in net this evening for Orlando City B. And then Loro in net the other way for FC Cincinnati. No numbers here for Orlando City B. Season got underway quite a while for both these clubs. Crown's Legacy FC, the top dog, they played in 16 matches leading into today's affair. Columbus Crew 2, they also are in the middle of a weather delay with Chicago. They're trying to get things underway. They've also played 16 matches. New England Revolution, they have 17 under the belt. So for the most part, the Eastern Conference standings, everyone's pretty much side by side and on top of each other. Near miscue and a giveaway there. Pivoting all the way back, Granados. Looking for a little bit of help. Kevin Gucci has to peel all the way back for Otero. FC Cincinnati trying to attack this one. See a decent amount of fans just below us. The rain had come and gone. But with lightning strikes, it is always customary to have the game paused, or at least the warm-ups delayed for at least 30 minutes. And that's what brought us to this conclusion with where we're at here today. Halsey all the way back. Apanonu. This one all the way back to Loro. Match just underway. Glad you can hang out with us. Teams in the Eastern Conference get to see each other a handful of times. When these squads did get together, it was back on June the 11th. A match that was clearly dominated by Orlando, not only scoring 4 goals in the opening half, but they really beat up on FC Cincinnati 2 pillar to post. They outshot them in that affair 25-7. 25-7. Shots on goal in that contest, Orlando City B also had the advantage there, 8-2. They did everything right. Controlling possession, having the better chances, more shots on goal. They were rewarded with everything top to bottom, as they should. Lynn trying to create a little bit of havoc in the middle of the pitch. It'll be curious to see how the pitch tonight plays out for both teams, just because of the rain. Some slight sogginess. Traction will be an area of concern. Lynn streaking down the middle of the pitch, asking for service coming his way. Medina peeled it back. One shot attempt so far. Solis trying to turn the corner. 4-4-2 formation. Orlando City B trying to extend this cross, intercepted at the last moment. FC Cincinnati now trying to counter. Try to be position and possession oriented, not chasing the ball. It's a key element to what they try to do at the parent club, and extend that down to the youth. See a pretty decent shot at the hilltop beyond NKU Soccer Stadium. Kickoff was supposed to be at 7 p.m. Eastern. And with the delay, the slight one, about 90 minutes plus. Teams finally got a chance to battle it out. Solis, and then back to Otero. One thing that's a little bit different when you look at the MLS Next Pro action compared to the parent club is how these young players will attack. It's quite frequent of a neck break pace. You go up and down the track. At times, players can be methodical, but more often than not, they try to press it and put the team on edge. That crossed nobody around with service as Jack Lynn was well behind the attack by a good 5 yards. Looked like it went off of a player from FC Cincinnati, which results in a corner kick, the first one of the night. FC Cincinnati in their home kits tonight. Orange tops, the orange bottoms. That shot bending in. It's a great stop by Laurel. Getting both hands out to push it aside. It's a nice drive. Juninho with a good strike, hit that one flush. And all kinds of traffic in front of Loro. Juninho's drive from well outside the 18, looked from about 30 to 35 yards. He hit that thing flush. It all started because of a corner kick. Orlando City trying to keep the heat on. Both these teams coming off losses, looking to rebound. The one major difference, Orlando City B at least playing over 500 balls. 7-6-2 this year. Good for 24 points. FC Cincinnati, not so much. There's contact there, and that'll result in a foul. Otherwise, Orlando City B would have been off to the races. You talk about an odd man rush, we would have had just that. For Orlando City B, they are trying to rebound. They've lost their last two matches, getting dumped by Philadelphia and also getting blanked by Chicago. Combined score was 4-0, but Philadelphia really chewed them up, winning to the tune of 3-0. Prior to that, their last victory, you guessed it, against FC Cincinnati 2. They ripped them up. 4-0 was the final. But outside of that, they have lost 3 of 4. Got shut out by Toronto FC 3-0. So you really look at where they have gone and what they have done. They've eaten up a lot of the bottom feeder teams throughout MLS Next Pro, but they've had some trying times against the upper echelon clubs. And that'll be a souvenir. They played well against Philadelphia to open up the year, in fact. For Orlando City B, they got off to a sharp note. Outscored the competition in their first 3 games of the year by a combined 7-2 margin, and winning all 3 of those affairs. And then all of a sudden, losses and draws came. And now that's why they're only at 1 game over 500. But playing these things week in and week out, a battle of attrition. And again, it was a rather short layoff for Orlando City B, having played against Philadelphia just a few days ago on June the 28th. But lo and behold, nice spin move here, odd man rush back the other for FC Cincinnati 2. They're claiming it'll be offside. The attempt to cross that one nullified at the last moment. Coming out was Otero to challenge on the play. Well, it was a sharp rush from FC Cincinnati, and it did not pay off, unfortunate for them. But Otero alertly off his line. And it's a do-or-die moment if you're a keeper, right? FC Cincinnati 2 looking for more numbers here. First golden opportunity of the contest went their way. Fortunately, they couldn't get a shot off. Archimedes Ordonez was on the opposite wing, but a pass never came his way. Lauro trying to switch the pitch, and he does for a brief moment. So Luis Velez back to Otero. Only one shot on goal so far is for Orlando City B. Juninho with a strike from about 30 yards out. But that was it. Halsey, nice move by Brett. Brett trying to go around a second defender. He can't pull that off. Not hot dogging by any stretch of the imagination. Players colliding there in the corner, and FC Cincinnati will earn possession. And we're live here at NKU Soccer Stadium. Halsey trying to place this one through. It's a dangerous moment. Otero, don't know if he was reading that ball well off the mark, but nevertheless, with the sun setting fully, be curious to see how the stadium lights or lack thereof will have an impact on these players. Can be a moment of challenge for players to see the ball. If it's a challenge for them, it certainly is a challenge for everybody else in the stands and people up top as well. Into the 14th minute, though, with no score just yet. Two combined shots, one of them on target, and an intercept here. So Luis Velez picked it off, and now Orlando City B trying to counter. All the way out wide. Lynn again streaking down the middle of the pitch, asking for service, but he is promptly double-teamed and marked accurately. Curious to see exactly how FC Cincinnati plays against Jack Lynn. He's burned him on a couple of occasions so far this season, one of them with a goal.
Yeah.
7 goals so far in 14 matches.
Oh, I'm a little fuzzy. 1 second. There we go. How's that? Nice. Go!
FC Cincinnati. No real numbers here in transition. They're trying to articulate themselves down the field. Jimenez could not maintain it as he goes sliding out of bounds on the near sideline. .352 tonight for FC Cincinnati, and a 4-4-2 for Orlando City B. Each team been aggressive with their chances early on, but neither been able to capitalize. Apononu on the back line for FC Cincinnati, be tracking Jack Lynn from start to finish, got to imagine. Going to be a careless turnover by FC Cincinnati. Jeremy Shear, the lead official tonight, the head official. Noah Matos and James Dooling, first and second referee. Kevin Fikar, our fourth official, on the near boundary, all the way out wide. Perez Portillo depossessed from it. And the give and take, Granados swings it all the way back. This portion of the match brought to you by Mercy Health, official healthcare provider of FC Cincinnati. 17th minute here from Highland Heights, Kentucky. It was shaping up to be a comfortable Sunday night, and then Mother Nature impeded our progress. But now things have cleared up quite a bit, in fact. Perez Portillo over on the right-hand side. Juninho's had a touch for a moment. This one played all the way across, and the intent was there. The execution rather poor, though, for Orlando City B. Make sure you do hang out with us at the end of the first half. We'll have some stats, some highlights, and also a special preview package on what's to come. MLS Next Pro. Stay ahead with all the information in the season. A little bit of contact. No whistle and no foul. They continue to play on. Ordonez pushing, asking for service. Ordonez at the last second, that play was broken up. Ordonez was fighting for it. Kibanguchi able to wipe it away at the last moment. It's a do-or-die play, though. And a heads-up one for Orlando City B. Take a peek at this again. Otero. Might have landed on the ball. That doesn't feel good once you're airborne, especially when you land with or without the ball. But if you're landing on it sideways, well, there goes the wind out of your sails, literally and figuratively speaking. But he's all good, and they'll play on. See the possession severely extended. Nino able to get that one out of harm's way, at least for the time being. Solis Velez to Lynn. Jack trying to maneuver around. This could be trouble here. Perez Portillo grabs the edge. The cross over the right-hand side, looking for Lynn. That one off the post. Plenty of woodwork there. Second grade A opportunity for Orlando City B. Solis Velez moving around. Great possession and a good buildup for Orlando City B. Unable, though, to capitalize. Second crack at this thing for them. Jimenez was asking for service. Looked like he had a step on the back line of Orlando City B, but to no avail. We'll take a look at that previous sequence in a moment. Both these teams, you can certainly see, they'll get after it. Possession one thing, but attack mode is another. Should be a corner kick into this. Take a look at that again. Great buildup from Perez Portillo. Grabbing the edge in the corner. That might have gone off a member of FC Cincinnati. Do have the luxury of instant replay, but don't have all the angles covered all the time. And for Orlando City B, they don't care. As long as that ball goes in the back of the net, they'll take whatever they can get. Perez Portillo. Doesn't have a goal this season, does have one assist. Nice little bending action into the box in that corner. But FC Cincinnati not yielding much ground. Nevertheless, it'll be a throw-in again for Orlando City B. And Medina thinking about working quickly, and now it looks like he'll dump it off and wait for Perez and company to recalibrate. 22nd minute now. A boatload of action MLS Next Pro today. Sorry to see and hear, but most of the action also subdued because of weather delays. I believe at one point, 9 of 10 matches were stuck in a delay. But these things do happen. Philadelphia leads New York by a count of 2-1. Sporting KC 2 lit up Whitecaps FC 2, 7-1 in that affair. Juninho couldn't split two defenders. So Luis Velez wants to get it back. Juninho, too cute, that pass intercepted. FC Cincinnati doesn't have the numbers yet to counter. Orlando City B trying to keep their foot on the gas. Juninho surveying into a vacant area it goes. Orlando City doing a good job of maintaining possession and also the pressure for that matter. Medina. Some pretty crisp passing though. This one looking for Lynn Perez. Jack Lee with the left foot. The far side official indicates that is offside on the play. As we're now in the 24th minute, this portion of the match is brought to you by TQL, official logistics partner of FC Cincinnati 2. Take a peek at that again. Plenty of contact on the far sideline. Let's see what the end result is here. Jeremy Shear, the lead official tonight, has not been busy, which is always a good sign. For one reason or another. You hear it in respective leagues across North America that officiating has been rather wobbly at times. It's a chance for young players to learn and grow. Same thing with the officials as well. They do a great deal of work across the country, whether it's at MLS Next Pro, MLS, NCAA levels, divisions 1, 2, and also 3. Shots right now favoring Orlando City B 2-1. Orlando City does have the one marker on target. Evan Lauro with a good stop against Juninho. You look up and down the roster for FC Cincinnati 2. It's one of the areas that you're always puzzled about with the MLS Next Pro action. That guessing game of who's coming and who's going. A lot of the academy players will see action or at least be able to dress with the parent club, and then vice versa. There are some players in the parent club that need some either work, some reps, or to get themselves into proper conditioning. They'll drop back down to the MLS Next Pro level, log some minutes, and put up some stats. Farm systems do that in every which way to get their players properly accustomed to real live game action again. But Ordonez is the team's leading goal scorer, only playing in 3 games leading into tonight. Has 6 goals and 1 assist. Benjamin Stitz, he's been busy on the year. He's got 4 goals in 13 affairs. Again, Perez, Bordillo, double team coming. He's surveying, looking for Lim, but he's trying to go short side. That one well off the mark against Laurel, who was not cheating on that by any stretch of the imagination. You can hear and see some of the communication from both squads. Solis pushing up forward. Orlando City B does have some interchangeable parts. One of the luxuries for them. FC Cincinnati haven't done much outside of a 3-on-1 break early on this contest. been quiet ever since. The possession game has been handled by Orlando City so far. 68% to 32 to be exact. And they've been on the ball and they've been more dominant with it, and they've created some chances. I feel like there's going to be a moment in time for Jack Lynn as we got a foul here from Jeremy Shear. Wind had picked up a little bit. With the temperatures right around 70 degrees, almost feels like different parts of the United States, the humidity at a right 90% is not comfortable at all, and that's part of the reason why the area has been on the lookout for thunderstorms into the good night. FC Cincinnati trying to press the attack, and they do depossess Orlando City. Ooh, that's a dangerous tackle there. Shear comes out immediately with a booking. That was with intent, and the deliberate tackle results in a yellow card. Kibanguchi, the guilty party here in the 29th minute as we take a peek at it again. You see him come and spikes up all the way. And you talk about a telegraphed attempt. Kibanguchi, the guilty party there. First yellow card of the match for either side. Free kick here for FC Cincinnati, so we'll see how they delegate. Apanonu, he's inside the 18. And he's got some help too. Jimenez on the far side. Agadou as well. The header into the back of the net. Orlando City B is asking for an offside call, but David Garcia finding Twine here in the 30th minute, and it's 1-0 FC Cincinnati. Hey, look at this. The service was fantastic. Good pace on it, and Garcia perfectly placed. Otero had no chance on it. Garcia skying up for that ball, made no mistake about it. And FC Cincinnati, despite the fact they've been outplayed early on, took advantage of the opportunity they were given. And it's 1-0. For Garcia, it's his first goal of the season in 10 matches. Gets him on the board and feels pretty good now for FC Cincinnati, despite the fact that they have been outchanced and a little outplayed to have the advantage. As we're now into the 31st minute, this portion of the match brought to you by First Financial Bank, official bank of FC Cincinnati 2. So Garcia with the marker in the 30th minute. And not that FC Cincinnati is going to take their foot off the gas, but now with allowing Orlando City to move around the pitch sideline to sideline, they can afford to let them continue their crosses and pack the middle of the pitch. Resbordio tapered this one back. Juninho. Spacing's been okay, but if you look at the left side of the screen, Jack Lynn facing us, numbers turn, but he's clearly marked by at least 2 defenders for FC Cincinnati. It's been that way for the entire first half so far. So Garcia with the goal in the 30th minute. Brett Halsey with the assist on the free kick, and that was immediately following Kibanguchi's yellow card. And that's how you make the opposition pay. Bad foul, great service. End of story. So Luis Fernandez. Orlando City B trying to play this thing around the pitch. Another cross, way too tough for Perez to handle. Coming out though at the last moment is Lauro. Stymie that bid from Jack Lynn, and no pun intended, but that rainmaker finally drops down after a good 75 yards, feels like. Call that offside. Well, the near side official had a flag up. A little bit of miscommunication here with Jeremy Shearer. Not entirely sure what the conversation's about, though. Here are a few guys talking about it being offside. Apparently not the case.
Nice, Joey.
But no new, picked off. Last time these two teams played back on June the 11th, Shaq Muhammad also scored in that affair. No imprint in this one just yet for anybody for Orlando City. Jack Lynn on that bid, stopped by Laurel. Rebound attempt came well outside. A shot from Lynn, but Laurel again with two hands on it. Rez Bortil softly played through. And Laurel just hugging that post, that'll result in a corner kick. Back to the sequence. You can see Lynn from well outside, had that thing earmarked for the right-hand corner. But Lauro, a keeper of his stature, should stop that 99 out of 100 times. And he did just that. Played relatively long on the corner. See Cincinnati chasing back again. Orlando City B trying to find an equalizer before the end of the first half. They've played well. Figured they deserve a little bit better of a fate. Juninho gave it up. Played through again. A couple lurking. That header on goal, and Lauro again in denial mode. The crosses are working, there's no payoff yet. But
yeah.
Obvious concerted effort by Orlando City to attack and work every which angle against FC Cincinnati.
Is that looking a little better for you?
It's the 5th all-time matchup between these two squads. FC Cincinnati 2 has not had the better of luck in the all-time matchup. They sit with only one victory and the 5 affairs coming into tonight's contest. They've lost a couple and played to a draw in one of them. Lynn looking again for service, can't get a toe on it. Nice breakup. Apanonu, again, who's been all over Lynn. And you can see he's in the middle of all that traffic, and result to be another corner kick. 37th minute here in the first half. Shot so far favoring Orlando in this one. And the possession game's been on their side as well. Possession at 73% for Orlando City. FC Cincinnati could care less. They got the one goal from Garcia, and that has been that. Happened a handful of minutes ago in the 30th minute off of a free kick. Possession staying with Orlando City. Out wide just outside the 18 as they survey. Granados played through again. This one disrupted. Kibanguchi was the intended target. Came off the back line, and now we'll see where he's placed near the 6. The kind of size that he has, it's not much more of a challenge for defenders to mark him. We'll see how things play out on this corner kick. Kibanguchi backing off, and that'll be a foul being called. Juninho hasn't been his spirit itself just yet, the Brazilian. This should result in a foul, and oddly enough, it did not. Jeremy Shear was right there in front of the action. Granados got away with one there. Oh, my. Ordonez down, not getting up. Looked like he was cut down in half. Orlando City right now not pushing the attack, and as soon as I say that, now they are on the move. Softly played around. It's a poor feed. Granados back to his feet. Possession staying with Orlando City, though. Had a really good pace and a strong flow to open up this contest. Now things have simmered down a little bit. Players obviously fully wet and warm. Nice move just outside the 18. A perfect strike and a marker in the back of the net for Orlando City. A lot of dancing, a lot of movement. Juninho finds the back of the net, and we are level now at 1-1. As soon as I say that, a yellow card has been broken out. See Juninho dance between two defenders like that? That is dirty. Loro had no chance. And obviously looking around for someone to bark at. So tick for tat, 40th minute, and we are level right now. Juninho on the board. It's the second time he has scored against FC Cincinnati. And we'll look at that again once we get to the half, but a brilliant moment of movement from Juninho, weaving his way through some traffic. A monster payoff for him. For Juninho, it's his second goal of the season and now 13 matches. 2 goals and a couple helpers. And oddly enough, we were mentioning him a few moments ago, saying he was not on top of his game just yet. Message heard and delivered. So he's on the board. We're back level, and Orlando City felt like that moment was probably deserved for them. They have been the better team, at least so far. Perez Portillo looking for some real estate. Strike on goal. Loro again with a nice stop. He's made 3 separate saves, steering shots to his left-hand side. He's certainly been the busier of the 2 keepers this evening. Otero, on the 1 bid from Garcia, had no chance of prevailing on it. Headed away, intercepted. Halsey, who has the assist on the Garcia goal, and delivered the service on the free kick. Halsey's played well so far in the first 40-plus minutes.
Good job, boys.
All the way up front.
Oh, nice, Kimmy.
A little bit of quiet movement from FC Cincinnati. They were trying to wake up offensively, but on the counter, back comes Orlando City B. They might have a yellow card that comes in a couple of moments, but on-man rush, and now it turns the numbers even. Jack Lynn was properly covered with a couple players. And Jeremy Shear pretty loose with the whistle. A member of Orlando City was taken out, didn't get a number on that. Halsey, more contact. Ryder Mills, the guilty party. Players chirping at each other. Go back to this yellow card here. And that was pretty blatant. Ryder Mills with a two-hand push. And now Jeremy Shear with a little bit of lecturing. As we're nearing our way towards the end of the first half.
Let's go!
Juninho with a near steal. And he was taken down moments ago, but he appears to be okay.
Good job, Ryder!
Mills couldn't get to it. That ball is going to go out of bounds and a throw in now. It looked like, at least from the contact, that there would be. Imagine there's a little bit of fear of Mother Nature because that we're not going to have any stoppage time. Perez Portillo hustling for that ball. FC Cincinnati with good transition. The numbers are back all the way. So Luis Velez trying to make some space on his own. The shot attempt from well outside, never had a chance.
All right, Joey.
And Jeremy Shear. It's interesting, the far side clock shows 44 minutes. Jeremy Shear, the lead official, says 45. So end of the first half of action here at NKU Soccer Stadium. Score, FC Cincinnati 2 has 1, Orlando City B with 1. The classic fan favorite from 2001, the Goalie Wars, is back at the MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T 5G on Tuesday, July 18th. 4 MLS Next Pro goalkeepers will face off in a head-to-head single elimination tournament. In each 90-second round, goalies must defend their net while trying to score on the opponent by kick, throw, or drop kick. You won't want to miss any of the action. Here are the goalkeeper selection for all of it. We are also finishing week 15 with 13 more to go. Let's spotlight the best of the first half of the season as Michelle and Samara give out the midseason awards. Our next player profile features Portuguese forward Diogo Pacheco of Minnesota. Samara recently sat down with the young star to discuss his journey into the pros as well.
Shaking hands, and it starts first, goes for the arm. Look at Zach.
A special save for Damian Loss.
He gets the dummy, the look, no look. Marvallo cannot get it past Martino, who gets a second save.
Sliding it through, Osorio, forward ball's here for Ness. starts first, goes
Henry's open, good save, Valdez.
End of the first half, it's 1-1 is the score. Finishing up week 15, 13 more to go. Spotlight the best of the first half, the midseason awards with Michelle and Samara to give out those awards. Ladies, take it away.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are already at the midpoint of the second season of MLS Next Pro. I'm Michelle Montaigne, joined alongside Samara Perez, and we're here with your mid-season awards.
Our first award is Best Mid-Season Player, and that goes to someone who's been booming as of late in both MLS Next Pro and MLS. That's Nick Firmino of Atlanta United 2. The Brazilian-American midfielder leads the league in goals with 10 and has 3 assists so far. He also recently debuted with the first team, making an instant impact off the bench, scoring his first goal just 3 minutes after stepping onto the pitch. In over 1,200 minutes played, Firmino boasts an 86% passing rate, the highest among the top 5 Golden Boot contenders.
In the net, the best goalkeeper of the first half of the season belongs to Verdos. Damian Loss, who leads the league in clean sheets with 7, has started every game in net for Austin FC 2. He also leads a defense that has conceded the fewest goals across MLS Next Pro, only allowing 10 through 16 matches, and only once allowing a team to score more than 1 goal in a game. He'll look to put his skills on display during Goalie Wars at the MLS All-Star Challenge on July 18th.
Our best rising star at the midpoint is Giorgio de Libera. The Columbus Crew Academy player opened up his professional goal count in Matchday 8, also providing an assist. De Libera has impressed with his performance through 13 matches played, boasting an 89% passing accuracy. The Crew 2 youngster has also captained 4 times this season.
As for the best team at the midpoint of the season, the majority vote goes to Rapids 2, of course. The team from Colorado has dominated offensively, scoring the most goals so far this season, while also holding their own on defense, conceding the 3rd fewest goals in the league, with nominees in almost every category: player, rising star, and coach. It makes sense that their collective effort is recognized as the best team through Matchday 14.
And for our final mid-season award, the recipient for Best Coach category goes to Jose Tavares. Under his stellar guidance, expansion side Crown Legacy FC has reigned the Eastern Conference standings for 11 straight weeks. The former FC Porto B coach has led the North Carolina team to a conference-leading 2.33 points per game, racking up the most points in the East.
Now, of course, there's still a lot of soccer left to be played this season, but halfway through it, these individuals have really shined. We can't wait to see what they do from now until the MLS Next Pro Cup in October, but until then, congratulations to all of our winners.
And now our next player profile features Portuguese forward Diego Pacheco of Minnesota. Samara recently sat down with the youngster to discuss his journey to the pros. Samara, take it away.
Hi MLS Next Pro fans, thanks for joining us on a new player profile feature. I'm Samara Perez. Hailing from Lisbon, Portugal, our guest today is 2C's captain Diogo Pacheco. Diogo, thanks so much for making time for us today. We are delighted to have you on.
Thanks for having me, Samara.
Now turning his way up, slips it to Pacheco, and Minnesota finds its first.
Eli Masanvi, he kept it in front.
What a way to finish this off for Minnesota. Massanvi to Pacheco.
Diogo, we recently reached the midpoint of the season. What can you tell us about your performance in the first half of this campaign?
I think a lot of it comes to, I would say, daily commitment and discipline. I think my teammates, my team this year has been a big part of it. The way we interact on and off the field, I think that's been crucial. But I think the big difference from last year is like the way I've been trying to adapt every game to each opponent we play. Just finding ways to help the team, scoring goals, making assists, and in any type of way.
So in the inaugural season, one of your goals was to become a leader for the team. Talk to us about your current role in MNUFC 2 and how it has evolved.
Last year, I think it was a little bit of an introduction year for everyone. And at the end of the season, I made a commitment and I told myself I was going to be a leader, because I think we were all really pissed that we didn't make to the playoffs last year. And as a leader, what I'm trying to do is just being my best version, the version of myself every day, and make everyone better in training, make sure everyone feels good in training, trying to improve on and off the field. And like I said, this team, I think it's special. It's a really special group, the harmony within the locker room. We all have really good relationships, and yeah, I'm happy to be a leader. If you ask me, it's like an easy task because everyone is so together that it really helps me, and I'm really proud of being a leader for these guys.
We're glad to hear that. Diogo, we've learned that you have a strong and positive mindset. What does the word resilience mean to you?
I think I was taught in a very young age that things don't really go in the way you want them to go all the time. So I know life is like that, and I'm always ready when something bad happens. And yeah, I'm just always looking for things positively. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing what I love to do, which is to play this game, soccer. And it's such a blessing to wake up and do this every day, get the opportunity to play for Minnesota United. It's really a blessing, and to come every day and be with these guys in the locker room, I mean, what else can I ask for?
You moved to the US back in 2018 with a new opportunity to advance your career in soccer, but within a few days, you received some devastating news about your health. Can you share with us what that was and how that made you feel?
So yeah, in 2018, around July, I flew all the way from Portugal to Akron in Cleveland. And a few days later, I found out from the exams I did back home that I had a cancer. And I'm laughing, it's not funny, but my family, when they called me at the time, they were like, oh, the doctor said you have cancer. And I was like, oh, okay, like when the season is over, I'll fly back home and we can take care of it. So I was not really understanding the dimension of this at the time. But when my dad told me, no, you're not understanding, like you gotta fly home right now, like tomorrow. And I kind of started sobbing at that point because I was so excited with this new experience in college in Akron. And yeah, the next day I flew home. I had surgery the next day. All went well. My family was there with me. And that was really important to me to have them supporting me during that tough time. And I remember it took me like 20 days to come back to Akron. I remember everyone was like, oh, this is probably like gonna take you the whole season to heal and take care of yourself. But I think it was in 20 days I flew back to Akron, started training again, and yeah, I was just so happy to be back. And again, I think just when you have the positive mindset that everything's gonna go all right, I feel like that helps you in these type of situations. And yeah, I'm just happy that everything went well and that my family was there to support me.
We're happy to hear that as well, that everything went well. And how are you feeling today?
Feeling amazing.
Diogo, what are the biggest aspirations you have for your soccer career?
I think this league is a really big opportunity for me and obviously every other player in the league. But I think everyone's goal in this league is to sign for the first team. I've been working really hard for that. I've been trying to get better every day in training, in games, and that's definitely the major goal for me, to sign for the first team here. I'm trying to give my best every day, and if not here, someone else, you never know what opportunities come at the end of the season. As a dream, I always dream about playing in Premier League. I feel like that was always my biggest dream, to play in England in the Premier League. So yeah, who knows? We'll see. We'll keep working for that.
For sure, we will see, and we're excited to see how far you go and how successful you get to become. Well, Diogo, we want to thank you so much for speaking with us today and sharing your story as well.
Thank you so much, Samara. Thanks for having me.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm Samara Perez. Until next time.
And big thanks to Diego Pacheco of Minnesota for that interview. Good to spend some time with the young youth as we look at the upcoming schedule and what is on tap. Bunch of games over the weekend, but Friday will kick things off into Saturday with the Whitecaps in Colorado Rapids 2. Kickoff time again Saturday is at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then you go up and down the lineup. Tacoma Defiance, North Texas SC will be the nightcap on Sunday night, 11 o'clock Eastern. Catch all the action, also updated stats and information courtesy of MLSNextPro.com. It's a lot of fun here tonight so far. FC Cincinnati battling it out with Orlando City. The match right now is tied up at 1-1, but it was not a lack of highlights in the first half. We had plenty of firepower on both ends of the pitch, and this was after roughly a 95-minute weather delay because of some rain, some thunderstorms as well. The early attack from FC Cincinnati was cut off at the last moment, as you saw Javier Otero coming out of his net. And then back the other way, Perez Sportillo leading the attack for Orlando City B. Across a tapper, might have gotten off the foot of Jack Lynn, but it hit woodwork and stayed out. Match continued to be scoreless until this moment. Nice service, and David Garcia, his first goal of FC Cincinnati, beating Latero on the far side, giving FC Cincinnati the advantage at 1-0. But the moment did not last long, though, for FC Cincinnati. Back on the attack goes Orlando City B, and while Lauro was busy on one end, at least stopping a heavy volume of shots, Evan Lauro was. He couldn't stop this one. Juninho takes a right-footed strike, punches the corner, and Lauro had no chance on it with the equalizer. And Juninho getting his second goal of MLS Next Pro, finding it, and it was 1-1, and that is where we stand right now. First half statistics, well, the possession goes to Orlando City. The possession was easy in their favor throughout the entire first half, 73% to 27%. Shots on goal, well, each of them have a couple apiece, but overall, 8-2 is the advantage for Orlando City B. So you have to give them a great deal of credit, not only for dictating tempo early on, but playing their pace of game. And they're fortunate enough, FC Cincinnati, is to have the one marker, the go-ahead goal, until it's equalized by Juninho later on in that first half. Orlando City B back on the pitch right now. Juninho's goal occurring in the 39th minute after David Garcia's header.
I'm sorry, you just broke up. What did you say?
Both teams on the pitch now get the second half underway. There was only one yellow card in the first half. Kibunguchi in the 29th minute. And that yellow card, end result, was David Garcia's header from the free kick. Brent Halsey is the one that set it all up. Perfect placement, and you saw just seconds ago off the highlight, getting the first goal of this affair. You got 11 players on the pitch for Orlando City, 11 for FC Cincinnati. One guy we're looking for is the lead official. Jeremy Shear and his entire crew, a little late to the party. Not sure what the brief moment in action is, but FC Cincinnati will continue to loosen themselves up. FC Cincinnati, after today's affair, going to keep themselves awfully busy down the road before the end of the regular season. They'll have Chicago Fire 2 on July the 9th, which is in about a week. Another week off, and they'll take on Inter Miami, then New York, and Crown Legacy FC. That'll wrap things up for the month of July. And then all of a sudden you stake your way into August and then September, and you close out the regular season. That opponent will be this team, Orlando City B. So it is a fascinating treat when you watch these players, the developmental years, academy players trying to grow and blossom like Diego Pacheco. Diogo was one of those guys that, as he had mentioned with Samara in the interview, took it personally upon himself to take a leadership role, grow and develop as a player, but also be more vocal on the pitch with his teammates in Minnesota. So the match was supposed to begin tonight at 7 o'clock. Didn't get underway until about 8:45, and how fitting it is. Players are still ready to play, and we have no officials. Your guess is as good as mine. Eastern Conference standings, Crown Legacy is the top dog right now. They played well this year. They're 7 points in front of Columbus. Crown Legacy FC with 38 points, followed by Columbus, New York, New England, Orlando. And then you have Atlanta, Philadelphia, and New York FC 2. 1 through 8. Chicago Fire, Huntsville, FC Cincinnati at the bottom of the totem pole. TFC 2 in 12th position. Inter Miami, which is the big shocker, is last. In the Western Conference, as you might have seen during our brief moment in time, and then the highlight show, Colorado Rapids has really caught everybody off guard. 38 points. And in 15 matches, they have won 11 of them. And now both teams, or at least one, FC Cincinnati, coming off the pitch. Don't know if we're going to have another weather delay. One can only hope not. But you don't want to assume. And now FC Cincinnati is going to exit stage left, while Orlando City B will continue to play some hot potato near the middle of the pitch. We're going to pause, at least for the time being. But don't go anywhere. We'll try to get the second half underway as you're watching MLS Next Pro action, FC Cincinnati and Orlando City B. We'll be back.
I'm sure. A night. Really? Well, so up to him. Be safe on your way back.
Cincinnati 2 to begin the second half. Entering the pitch, number 43, Jesus Castellano. Leaving the pitch, number 29, Archimedes Ordonez. Also for FC Cincinnati 2, entering the pitch, number 45, Philip Horton. Leaving the pitch, number 55, Gerald Curcio.
And the second half is now officially underway. FC Cincinnati will be moving from right to left on your screen. Orlando City B moving from left to right. We had a lengthy weather delay and then a delay from the officials for the last 10 minutes. Got some substitutions as well. Jesus Castellano comes into the contest and Philip Horton as well. Tercios and Ordonez both depart. Random night for ball. Giveaway here. FC Cincinnati is on the approach. They got some numbers. That cross, the left hand could not be struck. And it's 2-1 FC Cincinnati. Well, it looked like a harmless bid from well outside. And FC Cincinnati regaining the lead now at 2-1. And I don't know if you're looking at the moment on one end for Otero, caught off guard. Ryder Mills let that thing rip. And just the accuracy of that shot and putting it past Otero. And it's 2-1. This cross, nobody around for Orlando City. So for FC Cincinnati, it's their second lead of this contest. And despite the fact that they only have 2 shots on goal, both of them have gotten past Otero. For Mills, it's his 3rd goal of the season, and now 12 matches. Let's see what Jeremy Shear, the lead official's barking about. Yeah, we don't know why the officials took such a lengthy delay in getting back on the pitch. It wasn't an issue with weather. Both teams were ready to play, and everyone was waiting for the 4 officials to get back on the field. Extremely odd. Nothing surprising these days. FC Cincinnati trying to build on their 2-1 advantage. Already a better outcome than what they fared a few weeks ago against Orlando City when they got drubbed 4-0. But you certainly can't expect a duplicate performance from one day to the next. Both teams coming off losses. Each of them trying to snap some skids. FC Cincinnati, they've been up and down. Got some contact near midfield again. New York Red Bulls 2 was the one that got the better of FC Cincinnati a few days ago, beating them 3-1. But prior to that, FC Cincinnati had lost 2 of their last 3, and now 3 of 4. Sub 500 at 4-7-3. One problem in their game so far is not what they do at home. In fact, when they're playing at home, they're 4-1-2. But it's on the road. On the road this season, obviously winless with 4 victories all at home. On the road, they're 0-6-1. Ryder Mills getting the go-ahead goal here in the second half, giving FC Cincinnati an opportunity to climb the leaderboard. His goal in the 46th minute. Juninho in the first half for Orlando City B. Prior to that, David Garcia. So 3 goals so far, and we do expect more to come. Be shocked if it ends as a 2-1 result. Although the expectation was a lot more offensively from Orlando City B. Not to fruition just yet. Javier Otero, who came into this contest as the regular starter for Orlando City B. He's making his 14th start of the season tonight. And in 14 matches, he's now given up 23 goals. He had a 7-4-2 record with 3 clean sheets, but he looks anything but perfect on the night. 2 have gotten past him. The 1 shot from Ryder Mills to open up the second half, it was manageable and not his best effort. Here's for Orlando City B colliding there. A little give and go action. Taifi, nice heel kick. And that pass was broken up. So a couple substitutions from FC Cincinnati at least paying off decent sized dividends. Taifi getting it back. See what Juninho does here in the second half. Woke up a little late, but he was prompt with it. That shot from well outside the 18 blocked on the way through. And you figure there's going to be a moment for Jack Lind to get off, and he hasn't yet. There was one cross near the 6 for him. Might have gotten off his left foot. It glanced off some woodwork as well. Bengucci, Lynn, misfired on that. Another cross. The header on goal. Nice stop by Laura. Solid for him to pounce on it. Evans played well here tonight in net for FC Cincinnati. Not only has he been active, but he's been vocal. And the most important thing with his game is every single shot that's been kicked out, the rebounds have been pushed to harmless areas on the pitch. Laura, who's making his 5th start of the evening, of the year, I beg your pardon, came in with a goals against average, sub-2 at 1.5. Save percentage just under 70 at 684. But he's the only keeper on the roster for FC Cincinnati with a record over 500. He came into tonight's contest at 3-1. Shearer letting the fellas play on. See the red, white, and blue on the opposite side of the pitch. It's humming a little bit. Castellano gave it up over on the left-hand side. Foster trying to press the attack. He backs off that redirect, finds more Twine. Give and go action for FC Cincinnati. The buildup has been picture perfect, and they now have the advantage at 3-1.
Number 45, Philip Horton with the assist.
You can see the buildup here again. And there's no chance on that bid for Otero to come up with a stop. The one problem, you're playing deep in your net like that, you can't cut anything off. And for Ryder Mills, one of the easier tap-in goals that he'll have in his entire career, second one of the night. And it occurs here in the 54th minute. FC Cincinnati with an insurance marker, it's now 3-1. So Ryder Mills, eye-opening performances here in the second half. Juninho trying to dazzle some more. Played this one to the left-hand side. Let's see if he gets it back. That one, a redirected, it could have resulted in an own goal. Laurel had no chance off balance. It's now 3-2 Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati with the lead. Well, how about this for some fireworks? Lynn was asking for service, and yeah, that's going to be an own goal. While Juninho was in the general vicinity, no chance that he had a left foot on it. Laurel victimized by a teammate. So we've had, what, 3 goals in the last 9 minutes? Two for FC Cincinnati and 1 for Orlando City. And the way this thing's going in the second half, would not be shocked if we have a couple more goals. Possession has been controlled by Orlando City. They have the advantage there, 70% to 30. Shots on goal, 6-3 in favor of Orlando. Trying to fast track this. Taifi could not get to it. Garrett working quickly on the restart. Juninho moving this one through again. The cross intercepted, nicely done. Pivoting around, Philip Horton pushes forward, nice move. Castellano with some real estate, some space. Numbers 2-on-2. That'll be onside. Coming out now, the far side official with the flag up. I'm not sure why they would call offside. Didn't look like it at all by any stretch of the imagination. So Matt Dreas, unfortunate for him, the own goal in the 55th minute, and that's where we stand right now. The center midfielder trying to do his job, but unfortunate for him, some bad luck. Almaguer gave it up. Juninho. Another run here, just a little bit too strong in that approach. And Solis, Velez. Too much juice on that pass. 58th minute. So if you're just joining us, it was 1-1 at the end of the first half. Ryder Mills with 2 goals to open up the second half, and then an own goal by FC Cincinnati. 3 goals in a matter of 9 minutes. So we've had just about everything. We've had everything. We've had a rain delay that lasted almost 2 hours. Had 5 goals and counting. No red cards, but we have another yellow card being administered right now. Agadi. And that yellow card will be the first one of the night for FC Cincinnati. Agadu with his first one for FC Cincinnati. It happens here in the 59th minute. And this portion of the broadcast brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of FC Cincinnati 2. Trying to draw things even in the head-to-head matchup with Orlando City. Orlando City right now with 24 points. Middle of the pack in the Eastern Conference. These two teams got together. It's not a pleasant sight to see. That strike looked like it went off a defender for FC Cincinnati. That was close. Results in a corner kick here. Orlando City with 7 victories and 6 defeats, so a couple of draws. Biggest loss they suffered this year, they got punished by Columbus Crew back in the month of May. They got dismantled 4-0, but they repaid that favor to FC Cincinnati a few weeks ago. That header was missed. And FC Cincinnati able to clear it out of harm's way is coming all the way out. Otero. '61st minute. Orlando City and Lynn with a nice touch pass. Would love to get some service back. Broken up for a brief moment by FC Cincinnati, but Orlando City trying to put their foot on the gas. Looking for a lot more than just 2. That drive nullified. Perez Portillo tried squaring up on it. And he gets it back right now. Right idea, just not enough lift on that cross. Numbers, no numbers. Good defense from Orlando City. Kibanguchi able to disrupt it. A little ambitious on that strike, and this results in a throw-in. This is eerily similar to the first half of play with FC Cincinnati. Getting an advantage. absorbing some pressure, and Orlando City trying to get things leveled out. Haven't had a lot of reckless activity from either side, but there have been some breakdowns defensively for both teams. An obvious statement, especially with Orlando City giving up a couple goals so far. Kibanguchi tried to feed it and get it back. He attacked for a moment. This one played it alongside. Medina switching to the left side of the pitch. Medina gets it back again. Kibanguchi was asking for it. Solis Velez on the right-hand side as well. Lynn. Solis Velez. Softly played it over. Taifi. Nobody around. Just a bad area to put it in with just a ton of players from FC Cincinnati lurking. Taifi again stronger on that bid. And that'll result in a goal kick, though. After this contest, Orlando City B has a date with Huntsville. And then they get Atlanta, Chicago, and New York Red Bulls too. That'll be it for the month of July. Again, these two teams will link up. Final game of the regular season in the month of September. September 24th to be exact, but we don't want to hurry that by any means at all. Foster all the way back to Loro. Trying to notch his 4th victory in 5 matches with FC Cincinnati. Good steal and a takeaway back the other way. Solis had it up front. Lynn, oh, he just overplayed it. Otherwise, he would have been off to the races by his lonesome. He knows it. Clear frustration on his face, too. Apanonu able to at least hold his ground.
Good idea, though.
More players embarking towards the center of the pitch. That one intended for Lynn. Solis Velez with a step. A nice move, a strike. That one denied. The rebound bid by Lynn goes sailing over the crossbar. That's the first fat rebound of the night surrendered by Loro, and it nearly bit him. Great job of dancing. And Jack Lynn, oh, I'd love to have that thing back, wouldn't he? Into the 67th minute. FC Cincinnati clinging to a 1-goal advantage. Orlando City vying for an equalizer. See if something materializes here. That shot just missed. Juninho trying to bid for a 2nd goal of the affair, this time with his left foot. And Evan Loro thanking his lucky stars. Juninho has been dangerous in this contest. After a ho-hum first 15 minutes of action. And the other play that's come along nicely here in the second half, Mohamed as well. Shaq Muhammad has been a lot more assertive, and he's been on the ball a lot more here in the second half. Maybe getting a message from the coaching staff, or just maybe found a better rhythm to play into. Some heavy contact there, and you can certainly hear it. So Luis Velez, he goes down in a heap. And now Jeremy Shear with a couple of choice words. So Luis Velez appears to be okay. Jimenez was the one that dropped him like a ton of bricks. This portion of the match brought to you by Cintas, an official partner of FC Cincinnati 2. 69th minute. Most levels you might think like time is winding out, but not so much here. Another cross, vacant area. Orlando City's got plenty of players, and Loro is there now. He'll gobble it up. Got to imagine for Evan Loro, feels like an eternity for him. There have been some violent surges by Orlando City in this contest. To score multiple goals in this affair. They only have one to their credit, also an own goal. Taifi wanted it, and he has it now. Muhammad on the touch. Shaq. Muhammad, nice spin move. Muhammad. Taifi. Let's see if he gives it back. No. All the way across the pitch. Trying to set things up. That shot going top shelf again. Jonino. And we are level at 3-3. It was just a matter of time because there was so much left on the clock. Juninho going top shelf, making no mistake about it. And a brand new affair at 3-3. I mean, you can't give that guy real estate like that, or he'll burn you every single time. Juninho, second goal of this contest. And it's 3-3. So that goal for Juninho occurring in the 70th minute. Brand new life for Orlando City. And a lot more for FC Cincinnati to think about. They just cannot shake loose of Orlando City, can they? Castellano gave it up. Foster here. Castellano. It feels like forever and a day since FC Cincinnati has even had this kind of possession in the affair. It's been all Orlando City since it was 3-1. But when you don't play on your front foot, like FC Cincinnati has not been doing, you get beat. Muhammad from well outside with an open net. Laurel was able to recover in time. Muhammad, he wanted a lot more from that effort, and unfortunate for him, not enough traction on that shot, or at least on his pivot to steer it towards target. It was a vacant net for a bit. Plenty of fun here on the pitch tonight. Orlando City looking now for a go-ahead goal. They got some numbers, a 3-on-2. Laurel with the first stop, the rebound. There's Lynn, and there's the lead at 4-3. Jack Lynn on the doorstep, and a heavy payoff for Orlando City. His team leading 8th goal this season. We look back at it again. And the run and the fantastic finish from Lynn, all attributed because of the buildup. The initial stop by Laurel was great, but no recovery from his defense. Garcia was hanging out there, but he just couldn't pick it up. And Jack Lynn making everybody pay. 8 goals now in the season for Lynn. And that might have been the straw that broke FC Cincinnati's back. Lynn with 8 goals now in 15 appearances this season. Strange to see 7 goals in a match like this, but to say and feel that Orlando City has been far and away the better team between the two squads. But that's exactly how it's played out. Taifi colliding. We got 2 players now down on the deck. Looked like Foster was one of them. Looks like we'll have another substitution in a moment. FC Cincinnati has gone to their bench a couple of times. We'll imagine now with time running out for them, they want to make some tweaks as quickly as possible. Almaguer lost the handle on it.
For FC Cincinnati 2, entering pitch number 62, Arun Conte.
Arun Conte just announced. And he comes in for David Garcia. Garcia, first goal of this match occurring all the way back in the 30th minute. So Conte coming in now. 75th minute. Juninho looking for a hat trick. Why not here? Played it through nicely for Lynn. Lynn looking for a second one. He's got it. 5-3 Orlando City. They are rolling now in the second half, aren't they? I mean, this is a business-like approach. Juninho and Lynn, the 1-2 combination is quite the knockout punch against FC Cincinnati. Even Laurel's got no chance. I don't care who you are as a keeper, but the first shot you stop, a rebound gets placed in by Lynn. That bid there played all the way through to Lynn, and it was a perfect pass from Juninho. FC Cincinnati's defense been broken down mercifully here in the second half. And it is all Orlando City B, 5-3. This portion of the match brought to you by CTI, Clinical Trial and Consulting, an official partner of FC Cincinnati 2. Well, make sure you stay with us at the end of this contest. We'll also have the man of the match. I don't know, I might have to leave it up to a vote for our executive producer, Gabriel Sosa, and say, who do you got? Could be Lynn, could be Juninho. We'll find out. Still a lot of time left for FC Cincinnati to get themselves off the deck. So a couple goals for Jack Lynn. In fact, back-to-back goals. Has really broken the hearts for FC Cincinnati. They haven't played their best here tonight. They were opportunistic, and that's why they have 3 goals in this affair. Conte. A little bit of physicality. Almaguer there with that infraction. In the 77th minute, got a substitution here. Eduardo Acuna del Salva coming into the contest right now. So Acuna coming into the fray. And for Orlando City, they just want to build on this and keep FC Cincinnati away from their 2-goal advantage. So Jack Lynn goals in the 72nd and 75th minute. And if you're just joining us, the 8 goals scored, well, it feels like Orlando City has scored those and really conceded them without playing proper defense. Juninho, who has a couple of goals in this one, scored in the 39th and 70th minute. Matt Dreas, an own goal for FC Cincinnati. And then Lynn comes in, becomes a hero. One of a couple heroes tonight. Can't say that it's all Jack Lynn. But Jack had moments in the first half to tee off. And we alluded to it earlier here in the second half. There's going to be a time where he'll get off, and he finally did. Pulled the plug on everybody. Muhammad trying to get that pass, could not. Muhammad asking for it again. And now he exits the 18. 79th minute here. Juninho, well, he's been fighting it, hasn't he? Juninho goes down, trying to sell it. That was like Orlando City took a couple punches, and they finally realized they were the superior team. They woke up in a large kind of way. They have scored 4 unanswered goals here in the second half. Possession favoring Orlando City 70% to just 30 for FC Cincinnati. Shots in this contest, 22-4. Might think that's an overinflated number. Not just inflated, but well over the category. Not the case at all. Shots on goal, 12-3. FC Cincinnati trying to embark on a new journey. Castellano gave it up. Can get back service here. He's left all alone at the top of the box. Hero ball there. It was intercepted as Philip Horton tried to go in around one defender, could not pull it off.
You think it'll be that close to us? Just north, right?
Muhammad here with some space, a little bit of real estate. He wants to get a goal. Everyone else has gotten into the act. Why not him? Played away at the last moment. Medina. This thing has been tilted in one direction only in the second half. Orlando City would love to put a little icing on the cake now. Kibanguchi, Taifi. And now Muhammad here, slowing up the pace, but for Orlando City, they're not trying to just chew up some clock. They want another goal. Luis Velez, nice dummy ball through. Got some numbers. Loro comes off his line. Vacant area. Top of the box. That strike, that one headed away at the last moment. That was earmarked for 6-3, but it was cut off at the last second. And Loro thanking his defense. And a nice play. Apanonu It looked like he was on the back line. And that was exactly the case.
Orlando City beating point at number 26, Franco Perez.
Dreas coming off the pitch. Matt Schenfeld entering it. That's the one thing with FC Cincinnati. They look completely gassed. Juninho. Much like the first half, didn't have any real major stoppages. So we'll be curious on what kind of stoppage time is allotted by Jeremy Shear. First half didn't have a single second of stoppage time. Wind has died. The hope for FC Cincinnati is still around. This one looked to be offside by a good country mile, but far side official didn't have a flag up. Jimenez well off the mark. Schenfeld coming in onto the pitch now. Dreas being replaced in the 84th minute.
Entering the pitch, number 73, Matt Schenfeld. Leaving the pitch, number 68, Matt Reeves.
Make sure you stay with us at the end of the match. We will have tonight's man of the match. Juninho with a couple goals and an assist. Jack Lynn with 2 goals, including the go-ahead goal and the insurance marker. So at least we gave you a hint. It's one or the other. Now it's a question of who we're leaning towards. Evan Loro looks like he's going to suffer his second loss of the season for FC Cincinnati, but a lot of the work that he did was strong, just under immense pressure. And FC Cincinnati rather poor when it came to the counterattack in the second half. Conte can't get to it. Looks like we'll have a handful of subs coming in for Orlando City in a moment. That's exactly the case. 68, Thomas Williams coming in. Wilfredo Rivera, number 32. Tahir Reed Brown, 61. And Fernando Sanchez, 74. All are arriving. So 4 new players for Orlando City as they want to close up shop here and get some more players, some valuable experience. You can't discount the time from when these players enter the match into how they finish. Part of the reason for that, there's always somebody watching. As they say in any sport, the eye in the sky does not lie. So when you're having these games on tape, scouts, coaches, assistant coaches, trainers are all watching the same footage to see who's maxing out, who's doing what, and then who's playing in situations that don't necessarily provide a great deal of pressure, but an outcome can be decided. Not that this 5-3 decision right now is in jeopardy of falling, but Orlando City has a pretty good stake into the heart of FC Cincinnati. They've played the better ball throughout this entire affair. Some lapses that FC Cincinnati has jumped on, but Now it's just about evaluating some of the new players on the pitch and seeing what they do. If it's a duplicate effort and possibly a duplicate performance from the starting 11 for Orlando City, more power to them, strengthening their roster, the depth. And of course, giving some much-needed time off to the regulars. And a friendly reminder to all, whether you're watching this match live or on demand, MLS Next Pro action is available all season long, courtesy of Apple TV. Got a giveaway here. Possible build-up, but an intercept. Jimenez had the right idea. Got a member for Orlando City down. Looks like Juninho. He is slowly getting back to the surface. Taifi couldn't get to it. Ball took a funky hop off the turf. Violent collision there. Players getting together, exchanging some pleasantries. Horton not happy, and that's going to result in a red card. Wow. Rivera, the guilty party, he's going to be sent off. We'll take a look at this again. A violent collision here in the closing moments. That's not a red card. Maybe if this match was 7-1, maybe if Rivera got an elbow up. But the vantage point with where we're at, and the sound probably threw off the lead official, Jeremy Shear, but that is nowhere close to a red card. Nowhere close. '90th minute, are expected to have at least 2 minutes of stoppage time. So Rivera with the booking, the red card. 4 minutes of stoppage time. So one thing, if anything, for FC Cincinnati, at least they have a couple more tricks up their sleeve, trying to inch closer. Castellano gave it up. Now he's moving around. FC Cincinnati will be playing up a player, and that'll result in a foul. Go back to the situation with Rivera. You can look at the contact. That's two players going for the ball. I understand that Rivera has a line of sight that most players don't, and Horton's caught off guard. But Rivera didn't climb the ladder. He didn't jump into him. He didn't elevate with an elbow. He didn't try to cut him in half. I mean, there has to be a big identification of intent, in my humble opinion, and Jeremy Shear, I think, missed that call badly. Regardless, time and place for everything, and for Rivera, you got to say that you should err on the side of caution in moments like that. Closing minutes of a contest, you have a 2-goal lead. You don't want to set off the opposition, and you figure, where's the win in that spot? But the sound of that collision sounded a lot worse than what the actual damage was against Horton. Either way, tough to swallow if you're Wilfredo Rivera, as he is done for the night with a red card. So FC Cincinnati playing up a player. due to the red card. They led this match at one point in the second half, 3-1. But Jack Lynn woke up in a loud kind of way. A couple goals in this contest. Juninho, 2 goals and an assist. Got to feel bad for Ryder Mills. He also had 2 goals in this contest, both of them in the second half. The go-ahead goal and the insurance marker that was cashed in.
That way, Steve. Take it in. Take it in.
Passive approach. Foster working long. Played around just outside the 18. No clean look just yet. Tap on it from Halsey.
There you go.
This cross never had a chance. Orlando City wins this contest. It'll be their 8th win of the year. And they'll improve their record to 8-6-2. And with the loss, FC Cincinnati will fall to 4-8-3. Orlando City has a date next with Huntsville. The other side of things for FC Cincinnati falling here tonight. They get Chicago Fire 2 on July the 9th. The ball game is over. We have reached full time, and it was an emphatic close to 90 minutes and then some for Orlando City B. They come from behind down 3-1 after a long weather delay, an officiating delay, a red card, everything under the stars tonight. But for Orlando City, they fought right through it and won this thing going away. 5-3 is the final score. Take a look now at tonight's Man of the Match presented by Adidas. Juninho is that man. Open up the scoring for Orlando City with that laser of a shot in the first half. They were down 1-0 in the affair. Got the game bottled up in the 39th minute. More from him in the second half, frustrating the fans and also the players on the pitch for FC Cincinnati. Got the game close, and then all of a sudden he opened up for Jack Lynn, assisted on one of his goals, including the game-winning goal. And so Juninho is our Adidas Man of the Match for Orlando City B as they improve their record to 8-6-2 on the year, and FC Cincinnati falls to 4-8-3. So it was an impressive performance for Orlando City B. Great deal of exposure here tonight, a lot of adversity, but it all paid off the same. They get things done and pick up their 8th win of the season. So for our entire MLS Next Pro crew, I'm David Gascon saying so long here from NKU Soccer Stadium. Orlando City B wins it over FC Cincinnati 2 by a final score of 5-3. Don't forget, you can watch all MLS Next Pro action all season long on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a good night, everyone.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.